What's going to happen on a first-time assault case in Nashville? Well, let's assume that you were already arrested and already spent your 12 hours, 12 fun-filled hours in the Davidson County Jail. Lousy experience, and I'm sure that you don't want to repeat that. So what's going to happen? You've made bond. You're at home panicking about this case, imagining, prison and all the terrible memory, thinking about that. And you're saying, what in the world's going to happen? Well, what's going to happen is this. You've been given a court date. When you made bond, you were probably given a piece of paper that talked about coming to court in the A.A. Birch building downtown at James Robertson and 2nd. And you will be given a court date. And many people say, well, that court date, it's all going to be over with. Well, sure, it can be if you're willing to plead guilty to exactly what you've been charged with. Okay, well, Jeff, I don't want to plead guilty. Okay, great. Then that first court date is probably going to be very simple, where you'll be given another court date. Okay, that first court date is called a settlement date in Nashville. It's a time that you can enter a plea of guilty, or the state of Tennessee can dismiss or retire your case. In my experience, the state of Tennessee on that settlement date is not going to dismiss or retire their case. They're going to offer to let you plead guilty to exactly what you've been charged with. Thank you very much for that offer. Or they will allow you to get another court date. Now, anytime you go to court, have a lawyer. Okay, that's the first answer. Anytime you go to court, have a lawyer. If you get to that first court date and you cannot afford a lawyer, then tell the court officer that you would like to apply for an appointed lawyer. You may fill out some forms for that. There'll be some documents that they can help you with. Also, you could call the public defender's office in Nashville, and I'll put a link down with their number, and you can contact them. Now, if you would like to have a private attorney represent you, first of all, find a private attorney before that settlement date. Many times the attorney can go to that settlement date and simply get a trial date, and you don't have to go. Sometimes that is not going to necessarily work, so be patient. But if you go to that settlement date and you don't have an attorney, tell the district attorney, I plan to hire an attorney, and they will give you another date. The next date is the time that the alleged victim, the person that says you assaulted them, or the witnesses, maybe the police officers, maybe the individuals that say we saw somebody assault someone else. That next time, it's called the trial date, that's the time that they will be subpoenaed to come into court. Okay, I've had hundreds of people over the years come to me and they say, Jeff, I went to that first court date and the alleged victim wasn't even there. Right, because they're not asked to be there at that point. Okay, so what's going to happen is you're going to bond out of jail. You're going to try to find a lawyer. If you don't find a lawyer, you're going to go to that first settlement date. You're either going to plead guilty to exactly what you've been charged with, or you're going to ask for a hearing, and they're going to reset this to what's called a trial date. The state of Tennessee will do everything it can to get the complaining witnesses in front of the court to testify. Okay. At that time, you still can enter a plea. You still can plead guilty to either what you've been charged with or perhaps a reduced case. Talk to your lawyer about that. Worst thing that can happen is you can have a hearing and the case will get bound over. So what's going to happen in Nashville for a first-time assault? You're either going to take care of this case at the settlement docket, the first court date, or you're going to resolve the case at the trial court date. Okay? I hope I've helped. Hey, at the bottom of this description, you'll see a variety of ways to reach out to me. If you enjoyed this video, like it. If you would like further videos, subscribe to my channel. If you want to share it, be sure to share that with anybody you'd like, and ask me questions in the comments. I'm Jeff Goldtrap. I look forward to helping you. Thanks.